The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi children, welcome back to the history class. In this particular situation, everyone should be healthy, smart, energetic and confident. Always be happy and sincere. In the previous class, we have discussed the sufferings of different sections of people in India and their agitations. These agitations were limited to the respective regions and were not well organized. But in the second half of the 19th century, different sections of oppressed people mobilized against the British and started organized agitations. Today we will discuss another important incident, the revolt of 1857. Look at the report given in your textbook. Read it. This description is about the revolt of 1857. Historians term the revolt as the India's first war of independence. The rebellion was started on 10th May 1857 by the sepoys of Meerut. The rioters flew from Meerut to Delhi. They killed the British officers and burned down the British institutions. The rebellion later spread to other parts of northern India. What do you think? Why do people riot? Yes, due to the severe exploitation of the British. Let us discuss various causes of the revolt of 1857. Miseries of the sepoys, problems of kings, the collapse of traditional industries, plight of the farmers and the poverty of the artisans. These are the major causes of the revolt of 1857. Miseries of the sepoys, poor salary and abuse by the British officers were the major reasons for their resentment. In addition, the rumor that the cartridge in the newly supplied Enfield rifles were greased with the fats of cows and pigs provoked them. Why is it so? It wounded the religious sentiments of the Hindus and Muslim soldiers of India. The soldiers who were unwilling to use the new cartridges were punished by the officers. What could be the reason? The cow was considered a sacred animal by the Hindus. And eating pigs is forbidden in Islamic religion. That's why the Indian soldiers unwilling to use the new cartridges. In Barakpur, in Bengal, Mangal Pandey, an Indian soldier, fought at a British officer who forced him to use the new cartridge. He was arrested and hanged to death. And the next one, the plight of farmers. The Britishers levied high tax from the farmers, exploitation of the zamindars and moneylenders, and the farmers lost their agricultural land. Problems of kings. The British captured princely states and the princely states were convicted of inefficient rule were annexed to the British. And doctrine of lapse. Do you know what is doctrine of lapse? Doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie. According to this doctrine, if any Indian ruler dies without leaving a male heir, his kingdom would automatically pass over to the British. അതായത് നാട്ടുരാജ്യങ്ങളിലെ രാജാക്കന്മാർ പുത്രന്മാരില്ലാതെ, അടുത്ത കിരീടാവകാശിയായി പുത്രന്മാരില്ലാതെ മരണപ്പെടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ പ്രദേശം ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ നിയന്ത്രണത്തിലാവും. This made the king to lead the rebellion. Traditional textile industry, pottery, leather and carpentry industries collapsed. Workers of these industries were agitated against the British exploitation. Along with the kings and sepoys, common people also took part in the revolt. They attacked the British and money lenders and set fire to their account books, deeds and documents of transaction. The salient feature of this rebellion was the active participation of the common people like farmers and craftsmen. Out of 1.5 lakhs of people who were killed in the riots at Awadh, a princely state, 1 lakh were the common people. The real strength of the rebellion was the Hindu-Muslim unity. The rioters captured Delhi and declared Bahadur Shah II as the Emperor of India. Let us see the major centers of the revolt and the leaders. Centers of revolt and leaders in Delhi, Bahadur Shah, under the leadership of Bahadur Shah II, Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Lucknow, Begum Hasrat Mahal, Kanpur, Nana Sahib and Tandia Top, Faizabad, Maulavi Ahmadullah. What do you think? What would have happened later? The rioters could not overcome the superior military power of the British and the rebellion was completely suppressed. The revolt was marked as the foremost massive resistance of the Indians against the British. It brought about several changes in the policies of the administration of the British. The British Parliament took over the administration of India from British East India Company and India under the direct control of the British government. After this revolt, the exploitation of the British, the economic exploitation of the British reached its extreme level. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, realizing the exploitation. The growing anti-British sentiment among the Indian people led to the formation of modern Indian nationalism. What do you mean by nationalism? Nationalism is a sense of unity among the people of a country, irrespective of caste, creed, religion and region. I will repeat. Nationalism is a sense of unity among the people of a country, irrespective of caste, creed, religion and region. The best example of the organized form of Indian nationalism was the formation of Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress was formed in December 1885 in Bombay. What were the early activities of the leaders of the Congress? Early leaders of the Indian National Congress like Dadabhai Naoroji made people aware of the economic exploitation of the British. Dadabhai Naoroji pointed out that British were turning India into a center for selling their products and the collection of raw materials. Dadabhai Naoroji conducted a study on the economic destruction of India during British period. The drain of wealth to England was the root cause of poverty and starvation in India. Based on the study, he put forward the drain theory in his famous book Poverty and British Rule in India. How did the Indian wealth flow to Britain? Export of Indian raw materials, salary and pension to the British officers in India, profit gained through the sale of the British products in India, tax from India. These are the major reasons our wealth flew to Britain or drained to Britain. The earlier leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji, Ramachandra Dutt and Gopalakrishna Gokhale had a main role in making the common people aware of the economic policy of the British that impoverished in India. The common people realized that the poverty and exploitation they faced had been the creation of the British. It strengthened their anti-British attitude. The nationalism grown out of such awareness is termed by some historians as economic nationalism. സാമ്പത്തിക ദേശീയത, അതായത് ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഗവൺമെൻറ് സാമ്പത്തിക ചൂഷണങ്ങൾക്കെതിരെ ഇന്ത്യൻ ജനങ്ങൾ ഒന്നിച്ചു നിന്ന് പോരാടിയത്. Let us discuss the next topic, Swadeshi movement, the new method of resistance. National leaders called for a boycott of British products and the use of Indian products to strengthen the Indian economy and alleviate poverty by preventing economic leakage. This was reflected in the Swadeshi movement against the partition of Bengal in 1905. Now let us discuss what were the features of the Swadeshi movement. Boycott of foreign goods and consumption of indigenous products. Let us now discuss the features of the Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement was started against the partition of Bengal in 1905. As part of this agitation, foreign goods were collected and burned publicly. The extensive use of indigenous products by discarding foreign items rejuvenated Indian industry. As a result, a number of textile mills, soap factories, matchbox companies, national banks and insurance companies were established. During the Swadeshi movement, that the Bengal Chemical Store in Bengal, the Tata Iron and Steel Plant in Maharashtra and the Swadeshi Steam Navigation Company in Tamil Nadu were established. As a result, the import of British goods to India steadily went down during this period. Remarkable feature of this movement was the participation of women, laborers and students. Example, the priest saw that they would not perform rituals and prayers using foreign items. Washermen vowed that they would not wash foreign clothes. Women boycotted foreign bangles and utensils. Students quit the English medium schools to take part in the movement. Swadeshi movement strengthened Indian nationalism. The leaders like Balagangadhara Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal strengthened the Swadeshi movement. They emphasized the necessity of overthrowing the foreign rule. These leaders were together known as Lal, Bal, Pal. Freedom is my birthright, I shall have it. This proclamation of Balagangadhara Tilak inspired the national movement. In this lesson, we have seen how the protest of the people against the British policy that exploited and impoverished Indians attained an organized form. These struggles that were transformed as Indian nationalism, boycott of foreign goods and consumption of indigenous goods acted as a powerful weapon of the anti-British movement. Later, Indian national movement gained strength under the leadership of Gandhiji. Okay, what we have discussed in this class? Revolt of 1857, realizing the exploitation and Swadeshi movement. Okay, this concludes the lesson. Go through your homework, read and study well. Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Bye.